Um, Y'all see that coffee mug? Y'all like that? Y'all see that? Uh, anyway, what's up, YouTube? What's going on? I'm back with my thoughts on a Thursday, and today I want to just talk to the men. I want to talk to the men about a word that they don't necessarily like to hear. It stirs up fear and even anxiety, or even makes them cringe. And it's the word vasectomy. Vasectomy. Um, why am I talking about vasectomies, man? The last couple weeks, I've been talking about vasectomies in my community, my friend circles, with coworkers, and we've been talking about just the pros and the cons of a vasectomy. Should a man get a vasectomy, or should a woman get her tubes tied, removed, burned? Which one is better? What's the pros and what's the cons? Now, look, I'm not a doctor. I'm not an expert on any of these things. I just have some experience. I've had some knowledge. I've been looking into getting a vasectomy for almost 2 years now, ever since my youngest son was born. So, this video, like I said, is mainly for the men, but women, if you're watching this, go grab your husband, grab your spouse, watch this together, and you guys can have a discussion about it. Now, before I dive into anything, if you don't have kids, I don't, and if you're in your 20s or 30s, I don't think you should get a vasectomy. I think you should wait until you're really like, I ain't having no kids, you know, see how God leads you in that area. But I think if you don't have kids, you should wait for any of these, a vasectomy or the tubal litigation. But anyway, um, so three reasons, right? Three reasons, men, that I think that we should be the ones that get the vasectomy. And I can hear some of y'all now like, oh, D man, what you mean we should let the women do that? Like, I think that we should really consider getting snipped, and not let our wives go under that knife. Here's why. There's three reasons, and it's real simple. I have some biblical reasons as well. This video would be entirely too long if I share them, so I'll probably do a separate video to talk about my reason, the biblical reasons behind how I made the decision. But right now, I just want to talk to practical, logical, um, and scientific reasons on why I believe the men should be first in getting this, right? So, number one is, well, first, let me just tell you what a vasectomy is in case you don't know what a vasectomy is. Vasectomy is not getting your, I won't say that word, your testicles cut off, like physically removed. That is not what a vasectomy is. That is not, that's not it. I had a young man send me a text like, "You let them cut your off," and I was like, "No, that's not how that works." Anyway, a vasectomy is it's a procedure done. Um, it's performed on men, and it literally just stops. Um, Without me getting into all the science terms, it stops a man from being able to shoot sperm into a woman. Now there is liquid, but y'all can do your own research on how that stuff works. But anyway, semen does not travel through to the testicles to be able to go into a woman and get her pregnant. All right, that's pretty simple for y'all. Anyway, um, and then getting your for a woman, getting her tubes removed or getting her uh tubes tied or burned or whatever it is, it's another procedure, um but it's a little bit more complicated, but ultimately it stops the eggs. It prevents the eggs from being transferred into the uterus and from the ovaries, the fallopian into the fallopian tubes, that type of stuff, right? Like I said, I'm not a doctor, but y'all understand what it is. You can do a quick Google search and it'll tell you. So While both of these procedures, they're highly effective. Many couples, they find vasectomies to be more a practical option, and I agree. I find it uh, just a better option for us to get it. And so I came up with three real simple reasons why. All right, and I'm gonna share these with you guys. I don't want to make this video too long, so here it is. Number one is the vasectomy. It's a simpler procedure. It's very, very simple. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes, and the recovery time is 4 to 7 days on average. Really, really simple. No, there's if you go to vasectomy clinics of Chicago, they have some new technology. There isn't even any scissors involved. It's a device, and they put it against what they need to put it against. It does its thing, boom, 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 and you're done. 15 to 20 minutes. There's no bleeding or any of that stuff afterwards. You're good. 15, 20 minutes, 4 to 7 day recovery. Right. While on the other hand, the woman's part of getting her tubes tied, that's about a 30 to 45-minute procedure. And the recovery time can take up anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks. Right. Even if they still like the bleeding and stopped and stuff that are healing, there is like a lot of like pain that comes following that. That's why it takes up to like 6 weeks for the woman to really just start feeling good, right? And so just on that, no, number one, vasectomy wins, right? 15 to 20 minutes versus 30 to 45 minutes. Um, and the woman has to be put under, and the man doesn't. We can be alive talking, hey man, I mean awake and talking and doing our thing, and the doctor can go in, do what they got to do, and then boom, you're done. So that's my first reason. It's a simpler procedure. It's a lot easier for it to be done to a man, and the recovery time is way less. Number two, and this is something that everybody is going to like, it's the cost. The cost. For a vasectomy, the cost on average is from 800 to 1200. 800 to 1200 all depends on your insurance and what insurance you got and how much you got to pay out of pocket. But the cost overall is between 8 to 1200. Uh, I mean, it's not cheap, but it's not super expensive. Um, Quick payment, be done. While tube litigation is anywhere from 6,000 to 12,000. So that's a big jump from just say 1,200 to 6,000 or even 12,000, and that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, and insurances do cover it or cover majority of it, but that's still a lot of money. Um, we all like money in our pocket. We don't like spending a lot of money on things. So if cost is a reason, obviously the vasectomy is cheaper. That way, it's a better option, right? Third option is, and this is um something that I really had to really think about and process and really consider. It is the long-term effects. Which one has the most long-term effects? And so for the vasectomy, there's none. Now there's theories that it could cause like prostate cancer or things like that. Like when you do your research and you look, you're gonna have some people that think that it is connected, some people um that don't, but there is no proof yet that vasectomy is connected to prostate cancer. And there are some other things in there, to be honest with y'all. I couldn't pronounce a lot of those words. They were some big old long scientific words. So I ain't even gonna try to do it on this video. But you could do a quick search and it'll show you. But there isn't none. There's no long. Once the man has it done, snipped, once they heal properly, they're good. Like, I think it's 1 to 2% of men have complications after or even like later down the line. But it's like I said, it's 1 to 2%. It's very small things, and it's things that can be uh healed. It's things that you can fix with medicine or going in and getting and having a doctor do what they need to do. So um That's the third thing. And on the women's side, there are multiple long-term effects of a woman having her tubes removed, tied, burned. Um, One is uh very painful menstrual cycles. Um, Going into menopause early. Um, and so yeah, my wife gave me the full rundown of what these things look like. And men, we ain't gonna like that. Like when your wife is in her late 30s or in her 40s or whatever, she's starting to cry. I mean, for us, it's she's annoyed. She's not gonna be in the mood, right? She's gonna be in pain. And if we love our wives, we don't want to see our wives in pain. We don't want to see them suffer. Why have them do something long term is going to affect them? It's going to affect you as the man because you're going to have to either take her to the hospital, go buy her medicine, whatever it is. We're going to have to assist. So let's avoid that. So those three reasons, logically, practically, are the reasons why I personally feel a vasectomy is better. Now, to let you guys into this, to get a little personal for me is, and while I'm making this video, hopefully you probably already guessed, is that I myself a week ago have went through getting a vasectomy, and it was extremely easy. It was painless. It was a decision that I decided to make based on my wife's health. Me and my wife, we have five beautiful children. Um, and the last two pregnancies that my wife had, they then those babies were born. It's stillborn, 20 weeks, and they passed away. So for me and my family, for the sake of my own mental health and my wife's mental and physical health, we have decided to not pursue having any more children. And therefore, after I did all my research and looked these things up, I came to the conclusion that it would be best for me to get a vasectomy. It was easier, it was cheaper, it was faster. I'm 100% recovered. I'm good. Um, and I didn't want my wife to have to deal with the long-term effects of having her tubes removed. Now, listen, if you do want to get your tubes removed and you're in the process of giving birth and you have a C-section, that is the ideal time if you decide to get your tubes removed. That's the best time to do it because they're already in there, right? They have to open you up, take the baby out, blah blah. They can do that before they stitch you back up. That is the ideal time to do it. But if you're not in the process of giving birth in a C-section or any of those things, and to already have kids, and then to say, "Hey, I'm gonna go to the doctor and literally have surgery," it's not just a simple procedure like it is for a man getting a vasectomy. It's surgery for a woman, and so there's bleeding, and there's a lot more things that can go wrong in that process for a woman than it is for a man. Um, and so for me, it was I didn't want my wife to go through that. I believe that we did our Christian duties of being fruitful and multiplying. Had five kids. Um, I wanted to have six, but just due to my wife's health and just complications, we decided that we're gonna close up shop and knock the building down. In this case, my building. So um men, as you guys are considering this, as you guys are thinking about, how many kids do I want, and then do I want to stop? Consider your wife's health as well. I know some. I ain't let nobody go down there. I ain't gonna let nobody touch it, and this, that, and the third. Listen, man, I'm gonna just say this with all love and respect in my heart. Grow up, like for real, grow up. You know, then if it's something else going on, you go to the doctor and you let them examine you and all that other stuff. Like this is we have to, be men and be mature about the situation. And so for me, it was more so just putting my wife's health above my uh insecurities. And so I love my wife and I want to see her, live and thrive. And I don't want to see her go through pain and early menopause and all those type of things that can come with having her tubes removed or tied or burned. And so I said, man, let me put my big boy pants on or take them off and get this vasectomy. So um I know some of you guys watching this might be like, hey, we shouldn't be doing that as Christians. I have 5 biblical reasons on why I think and I believe that a vasectomy or permanent like birth control is okay. And I'll be doing that video real soon and then I'll share it. You guys can watch it. But let me know what you guys think. Am I bogus? Am I tripping? Should I have not done it? Am I wrong? Let's talk about it. Drop it in the comments below. And man, if you haven't already, check out my interview I did with my homie Cal Russell talking about interracial relationships and just race and being black and what does it mean to be black. We had a fun time doing that. I'll drop that video in the description as well. Yeah, until the next time, God bless y'all. I might, we might have to sell these mugs if y'all like it. Let me know if y'all like these coffee mugs, all right? That's some good coffee. Till the next time, signing off. Holla at y'all later. Peace.